I'm really pleased with today, really pleased with being here with you because for a long time I wanted to do a TED, and I had a dream in my heart and I wanted to do it, but I never shared it with no one. And then I was contacted to share and do a TED, and I thought, wow, you know, the dreams of our hearts can come true. And it gave me a dichotomy then to say, what am I going to share about at this TED? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to put out there? I know my expertise, I know the things that I've been considering in life, I know I can, but then I have been in a certain place in my life at present, and I'm on a journey, and I recognize that I'm going to share my heart. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I know I'm going to share my heart. I want to be honest, I want to be real, I want to be open, I want to be me. But then there was a greater challenge because there was a pull on my heart to become naked, to become transparent, to become vulnerable. And sometimes we can share our heart, but we don't share all of who we are. And all of who we are, sometimes we don't like all of who we are. We like some parts and we don't like others, and we try to hide some parts and we try to celebrate some parts. But I'm recognizing that there is a value of all of us, all of me, and the brokenness that we will go through. So where should I start? I think I'll start from the beginning. Now, I want you to join me. Whatever age you are, you go back and add 9 months. And I'm just going to give this quick story, and I was thinking about this story, and it might seem gross, but excuse me. So I think about my mum and dad meeting. They was young, and they probably went to school, and they said, I like you, I want to do homework together with you, and where we're going to do homework, library, that's too boring. Let's go Wimpy, because we're talking way back, there weren't no Nando's or nothing at the end, and then they probably says, I really like you, can I be your pen pal? Because there was no email then, and then they probably met up, and hopefully it was somewhere decent, and there was some music, and for my age, it was probably Al Green, or it was probably Marvin Gaye, or it was, Barry White, or so, I don't know, Freddie McGregor, I don't know. And then something happened, and then I started. So I was just journeying, and I was like, hey, woo, spinning around, and then I turned the corner, and then I thought, wow, there's loads. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on, but and then we're just all going together, and we're just traveling, and we're traveling, and then we just all just turned the corner, and then we all seen it looked like the sun. It looked like the sun, and it was like, and then something just pulled me up there, and we were just all traveling. Then something just happened. There's some competitiveness going on, and there was shoulder barging me, and I was like, well, we never had our shoulders, but we was all trying to get there, and then we all got there, and I was using my head, and we was all, it probably looked the same shape as my head, and 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 then I got through, and then it closed. And the reason I say this is because anyone that can hear my voice, you've gone through that as well. And the very fact that you're here, you're a winner already. You're a winner before you was born, before you came out. You was a winner, you was a champion. Before you had a degree, before you had this, before you had that, before you had a car, you was a winner already. But something happens in life that takes that away. Something happens in life that takes it away, and it takes away the belief that we are enough, and we are more than enough without anything else. But then we have all these different things, and we start wearing all these masks. We try to hide ourselves, we try to be someone else, we try to be someone we're not. We think that we need to be this way to be accepted, we need to have education to be accepted, I need to be tall, I need to be small, I need to, whatever it is, I need to be something. And we have all these masks, and for men, as a boy, you're told not to cry. As a boy, you said, you're not strong if you cry. So then we repress our feelings, we repress ourselves, we hold back ourselves. And then as men, we struggle to cry. We struggle to express ourselves. We struggle because we think being vulnerable is being weak. But the reality of it is, it's beautiful. And when you look at a butterfly looks so beautiful, but the reality of it, a butterfly cannot become a butterfly until it is a caterpillar that goes through the process of being broken to become a butterfly. And many of us have got hang-ups about the process or the understandings or the connotations to brokenness. When I think about brokenness, I'm not speaking or thinking about being destitute or being homeless or being down and out. Or, that's a part of brokenness for many of us, but many of us are broken and we've got everything. Many of us are broken. We've got home, we've got family, we've got car, we've got degree. We're broken on the inside. And there's nothing wrong with being broken because it's a part of it. But many of us, when we think about being broken, we think about it's not nice. It's not worthy of anything. It's not good. That's what we think about being broken. But when I think about broken, I think about the joy that comes from being broken, because many times our mindsets are what need to be broken. Being a young black man coming from Handsworth, and I grew up in a very challenging time, and lots of many of you know about Handsworth for the wrong reasons a lot of times. And I grew up in that era, and there was mindsets and stereotypes, and you've got to be this kind of way, you've got to be that kind of way, you've got to have this kind of image, you got to be into hip hop, or you got to be. And there's these mindsets that we get, there's these constructs that we get, and they need to be broken if we're going to experience what we could become. So today for me, it's about helping and sharing to look at a different perspective. How we see brokenness is one of the things that hinders us or it encourages us. Many times we want to be around many people. A lot of times we want this sense of belonging. We want to be a part of a family. For young boys, sometimes they don't want to be a part of a gang because they don't have a family, because it's not just that they want to do bad things. It's about the camaraderie. It's about they want to be in oneness with others or want to be accepted. And sometimes in society, only people that are like them accept them, and only people that understand them accept them, and they gravitate towards them. And it's not unusual. We all want some form of belonging. We all want to be a part of something, whether it's a union, whether it's a fraternity, whether it's we've all got a degree, we've got a master's, we've got this, we've got that. We want to become something. But sometimes what we want to become makes us think that we're not enough. And it's us being broken from that reality, because the reality of it is a butterfly cannot share its cocoon. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes you've got to be alone. Sometimes you've got to be by yourself to go through the process of being broken, to go to the next place in your life and who you need to become or where you want to be. And sometimes we don't like being lonely. But I heard the other day talking about, we're so viral, we're so social media savvy, we're so this and so that, we've got that many friends and this. And many of us are more lonely now than before, and we've got 5,000 friends and 5 this and that. And they're not really friends. And many times we meet so many people, but we don't meet ourselves. Because we're scared to look at what we're going to see. Not everything's going to be nice. And sometimes to become whole, we have to be broken. But the key word is we need to let it be. And I want to share just a few examples or a few areas where I've been broken in. And I always didn't want them, but there are examples. Because we want to grow old with the wisdom of hindsight, recognizing that life is about the totality of experiences. Transition is not just about smoothness. Sometimes we have become so accustomed to comfort. And when something's edgy or it's uncomfortable, we don't like it. And that's what's preventing us, because imagine a caterpillar is not going to like being liquidized, or a caterpillar is not going to like the process it has to go to become a butterfly, but it can't become a butterfly until it goes through the process. So many of us settle for less because we don't want to feel the turbulence of transformation. We don't want to feel the turbulence of change. And for me, that's been something that's been very challenging for me. But I want to be able to know when I am growing old and I've got wisdom and I look back and I say, you know something, life is made up of all of this. It's a part of life. It's all about how we view it. And I really believe that without us going beyond comfort, we can't achieve purpose. When you think about the great people that lived, the great people that we're talking about, and it's not just about your Martin Luther King and your Gandhis and all that. Yeah, we can mention them. They all went through turbulence and challenge and horrible and disgusting. I wish it wasn't this way. And that's why we talk about them. But it's not just about those people that were considered to be heroes. It's about the brave single mothers. It's about those that are in society. It's about those people, that the young children that are carers to their parents, that what they go through, it's what helps them to become who they are. We have to embrace brokenness with a different paradigm. And that's what I'm trying to share today. This is one of the first things that really introduced me to brokenness. When I was in school and I was doing English, when I was at school, I loved like the socializing more than anything, and the boys, and we used to tax the football off the little kids and say, this is our playground, and all that kind of, just being a young boy and going and playing football. I played for Great Britain when I was 15. I can't even say the name, but a number of very prolific players in the Premiership I played with. So when I was at school, I never really got it because I was a footballer and that's what I was going to do. And in English and all that, I just never got some of it, to tell the truth. But a teacher said to me, you're not going to amount to anything. And I got so mad and so crazy because I was like, how can you say that? How can you make such a judgment? And at home, I was going through a challenge. I had difficulties. My parents weren't together. I was the oldest sibling. I had to bring up my younger siblings. There was things that was very challenging in my life. And some of that just came into the classroom. Not saying that I was being rude and I was being loud. It was just, at times I wouldn't do my homework because other stuff was going on. So I had to get out this mindset because I thought, I'm not academic. I'm not good at English, I'm not good at maths, I'm not good at this. And for years, that's what I thought. So I created that mindset to say, this is me now. This is me. And that had to be broken. And it was broken when I got an opportunity to write a book. And it was one of the most challenging things in my life. I can't even explain to you how challenging it was to finish the book. But the person that was coaching me said only 5% of people that start books conclude them. And I can understand why. But I had to be broken to enter that place. The next one is being mentored. My whole world is mentoring. I mentor young people. I train people to become mentors. I train people from the corporate sector to become mentors. All that kind of stuff. I help people to be broken and transform out of their lifestyles and their jobs to be able to give back to young people and so forth. That's what I do, yeah? And I'm also a person that has been mentored. Now, I was mentored by this man, and he was the person, if in the 90s you had a Mercury phone or one-to-one, he was the person that was the CEO of that company, Mercury Communications. He was the CEO and the founder of Egg Bank and the CEO and founder of First Direct. And he's been my mentor for many years. And I had to be broken to be able to work with him, to be able to talk to him, his mindset, his life, his experience, just how he is. And he's one of the most humble people you would meet. If he came in this room, you probably wouldn't even know who he is. His name's Mike Harris. And he's one of I am so fond of him. And he would say the same of me, and I call him old man, and I get along with his wife and everything. But to me, to be able to exit my lifestyle and the mindsets I had of living in Answorth and what I thought I could become and what I thought I could be and what I thought I could do, for me to be able to exit and go past all that, I had to be broken to go to a next place in my life. The final one, and it's my greatest one that I want to share. It's my wife. Isn't it? Oh, sorry. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Sorry. Sorry, darling. Sorry, darling. It's funny, she's not here with me right now, but I put my gloves there right there because they was in my back pocket and I just heard her voice. What are you doing with those things in your back pocket? Take them out. And my wife has been one of the most beautiful blessings that I've had to embrace to be broken. Oh my gosh, being married, the breaking for a man. I think women are more refined, you know. They say man was made from the dust and woman was made from the man. I'm telling you, you know, the toilet seat, like it's like, sometimes I feel like I don't feel like it, but sometimes I feel like I'm one of the other children, but I'm not. I'm equal and we're together, but just how a man has to be molded to be ready for life. That's my view. Yours are probably different, but I can see the power and partnership of marriage, and I can see the reason why it's valuable to be married. I get it. It's complementary, but it's the other area of brokenness that I found joy in. So I'm going to leave you with this picture, and what I want to say to you is embrace the joy of being broken. And whatever you're going through now, whatever your transition you're going through now, just embrace it. God bless and thank you.